We're just going to sit quietly for a minute. Hey. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is another episode of Starward Bound here on the WebDM Twitch. I hope everybody has had a good start to the week. And let's see if we can't have some fun tonight and continue on through midweek. First off, before we get around to our cast and crew tonight, let's go ahead and talk about some sponsors and whatnot. We are sponsored by Tabletop Loot. If you head on over to tabletoploot.com and use WebDM15, you can get 15% off dice, mugs, and t-shirts. That's tabletoploot.com. And also, because we have just reached 10,000 followers on Twitter, we are doing a giveaway through, in conjunction with Tabletop Loot for a dice jail and I think some dice. So if you head on over to Twitter, I think we'll get the link in the chat over there. You could possibly win. So sign up and, hey, maybe you could win a dice jail. Put your dice in jail, amongst other things. And speaking of that, other things being in jail, let's start with Greg. How are you tonight, Greg?
I'm doing well, buddy. Wait. This just in. WebDM is about to hit 10,000 followers on Twitch. So if you haven't followed WebDM on Twitch, what's that? They should follow them? You should follow WebDM over on Twitch so they can hit the 10,000 and have that wonderful giveaway that was mentioned. Hi, I'm Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I play Elry Tossbottle. He's your halfling arcane trickster. He's getting ready to cash a He's getting ready to cast a wish, and he is going to play with his rod while Greg decides whether or not he wants to watch this VOD back in the morning because the Sutter's home was a-flowing. Off to someone else.
Yes, that is true. I believe pretty much everyone tonight is imbibing in some form or another. And yes, I apologize. I should be a professional, but sadly, I am not. We have not reached 10,000 followers. I was merely looking into the future. Next up, we have Emma, our lovely communications director for WebDM. How are you doing this evening, Emma?
I am good. I'm like 2 sheets to the wind. I might be the least drunk person here. I'm not sure. There's still plenty of time in the night. We miss you, Kiana, but I'm glad that you're in the chat. And you should get drunk too, so you feel like you're with us. I'm going to be playing Hilgard. She's a cleric. She also drinks a lot. So this should be pretty easy for me. And Matt, I don't know what you're talking about in the chat there. I never drink on the show.
It's just Emma's method. Okay, Emma's method as fuck. Okay, so just let it happen. Just let it happen. On over to Trey. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Yo, what is up? Yes, it's finally here, Tuesday. And you know how excited I get about this, man. There's only one thing in the entire world that could make me more excited than I am at this point right now. And that is, I want that $1 billion in the lottery, damn it. I want it all. Please, God, please, if you love me, just let me win, please. Well, in case you don't know, I play your favorite half-elf Kinzai monk. With the swords. And the smoke. You ready to go?
Why don't you go ahead and give us a recap?
So I'm fired. I'm good, man. I'm back. All right. The balance. Dcool stands on the side of the water's edge. The sound of men at work fill his ears. Off in the distance, a rambunctious group of students stammer around clanking mugs filled with wine. They sing loudly about the bravery of a drunken halfling with the heart of a giant. In the distance are shallow moans of the injured, looks of confusion, rage. Grief filled their faces as they continue to pull the injured from broken down buildings that once stood magnificently across the backs of Bronte. The dawn rose in all of its splendor sits before Dcool. Shipmates move hurriedly up and down the ramp, moving supplies on and off the ship, aiding in the fight to bring some semblance of normalcy. I must paint this. But the ramp is preoccupied. In a cat-like leap, Dcool launches himself towards the lapping waters, towards the dawn rose, each step faintly kissing the surface of the glassy liquid below him. Time slows as his concentration centers him within the moment. There is a beauty within the chaos. A magical city once stood before, adrift on the back of a celestial beast, only to find itself in ruins. Our crew changed momentum from a ship filled with worry and uncertainty into a vessel gripped with purpose. Upon our arrival, Hilda found solitude amongst the men by breaking the flesh of one of our most formidable crewmen. Celebration erupted over spilled blood. A worthy libation for our fallen crewmate's call. Even now, his memory is being etched into the hilt of my blade. With less than a pebble's splash, Dcool leaps off the surface of the glassy road and paces vigorously up the side of the ship's hull. Witnesses on the shore pause their lives to give witness to the unimaginable. Smiles over spilled blood. No more strange than a random encounter with the man whose namesake is celebrated in the race on Nero's 4. The same race that has placed us on a living ship with flowering petals. No more strange than a drunken halfling parading in the streets with once defeated men chanting his name. No more strange than the look of mortal confusion on the face of our mechanical friend, forced to watch its mother slide her tongue down the throat of an all but crowned halfling prince. Dcool continues up the side of the hull, gracefully catching the rail of the ship with his hand, shifting the momentum of his body and landing on the deck. His half-elfish blood is squealing in the light of the movement. He hurries past the startled crew and up the mast of the ship. We have managed to piece together the wreckage of the Niobe navigation system, the last remaining remnants of my mother's memory. Broken things mended into new purpose. Hope shambled together from slaughter. Balance. Dcool's movement ends at the top of the mast. He sees everything. The destruction, the merriment, the wonder in the eyes of the Grand Magus. The thought of possibility has changed the lights in the Grand Magus' eyes. If it is possible for Blantume to change the sins of a few and bring back the fallen, who knows what else can be done with the spirits of good men? Dcool strokes the pencil across the page. The dichotomy of the world around him fills the pages. He completes the drawing and hastily flips another page. His gaze looks towards the stars. But what happens when the balance becomes no more? When normalcy of filled cells is left with silence. When your footing to the ground beneath your feet gives way to unmoved stillness. The death. Dcool begins to scribble, lightly, ever so lightly. The movement of his hands increase. The marks upon the page darken, darker, faster, darker, faster, until the entire page is a quickened gradient of comfortable light, morphing into an inky, never-ending, unsettling black. His pencil breaks. Dcool pauses and returns from the world of his creation. What then?
And as Dcool looks up, as one pencil breaks, he sees Grand Magus Monby walking down the gangplank, heading towards the Dawn Rose. Looks like some type of bundle is in his arms as he holds it reverently, covered in a blue piece of silk. And he greets Dcool with but a glance and gives you a nod as he stands just off of the Dawn Rose, just off the gangplank.
I have an idea. You see the smile upon my face. He makes quick haste off the top, leaping off the top.
Okay. And you land light as a feather, as easy as a cat, at the edge of the Dawn Rose, just where the gangplank heads down. And Monvi is standing there, hands out. I believe this should be to your satisfaction. Has this weapon a name?
Yes, a most magnificent name. A warrior's name for a warrior's blade. Cull.
Well then, Master Dcool, I present to you Cull. And with one hand, he pulls the silk away and presents you with the sword with the other. Looks much the same as when you handed it off, save the hilt, the pommel, which was a dragon roaring, its claws out, ready to strike. Now the teardrop-shaped sapphire sits in its mouth, blue flame, waiting to explode. And it catches the starlight as he hands it to you.
Yes. This is the blade within my mind, within my dreams. This is honorable. Thank you. You have done an incredible thing.
I believe you will find its edge to your liking. It is a powerful blade. I think it will serve you well.
By the hands of someone as worthy as you, behind the name of someone as brave as Cole, I feel that our journey would be so much easier with it upon my head, with it upon my hip.
Yes, I believe so. Have you seen Master Tossbottle about?
I would advise you to follow the merriment, the chants, and the drunkenness of all who he encounters.
Well, in that case, would you accompany me to find him? We have news that he set into motion. We have to discuss.
Absolutely. I will follow you.
And they turn and begin looking for Elry. Where does Monvi and Dcool find Elry?
Well, you'd find Elry at the kind of like the forecastle of the ship, towards the front, where he has the bronze placard that is put in with the kind of etching of Cull's name across it. He is heavily intoxicated, and he has just gotten back from partying with the students in the shambles of the city. He is continuing to drink because that, ladies and gentlemen, is his proficiency.
We've poured it over consume alcohol from Warhammer. Actually, I should for this group. Anyway, so they turn and look, and sure enough, there's Dcool. You see Elry just at the board of the ship, just like standing up there.
The time for merriment is over. Get off your ass. We have business that we must attend.
What?
You heard me. Give that bottle a break, for you have been tonguing it down all the day.
What?
We have shit to do.
Okay. Fine. He takes the cork out of the side of his mouth and plugs it in the bottle. What do we got to do? Oh, it's the Grand Magus. Hey.
Master Tossbottle, it's agreeable to see you again. I have discussed with the other mages, and We have consulted with Rantame, and he is willing to hear your request.
That is agreeable to me at this moment.
He kind of like looks Elry up and down in his drunken state, and he's like, yes, I'm sure it will be. Where is your captain?
I don't know.
That is a good question.
It's an excellent question. It's a question for the ages.
Hilda!
You hear
Shut
something.
up!
You hear something from below decks. Just go like, what?
Think
That's
it's
her.
fine.
What?
Or the meeting with Rantame.
So she'll stomp up and she will have like a comically large hand pie in her hand. Like she's just been eating compulsively because she feels bad. And
The size of that hand pie.
I know. I used to have another one, but it's gone now. What are we doing? Oh, it was pie time.
Well, it's pie time that y'all came with me because sorry. Because Master Tossbottle has made a rather outlandish request, and it has
A very outlandish request.
yes. And so, against all odds, it has been granted at least to be heard by Rantame. So,
Okay.
I got this. Just get me there.
well,
Somebody walk me there.
in that case, and he just kind of holds his hand out. If everyone could please just touch my hand. Like, you just put a hand in. Go team. No, he puts his hand out, and as soon as everyone makes contact, he mutters a few arcane words, and y'all are teleported immediately to the plinth at the head of Rantame, where y'all had visited before with E404. And y'all are standing on and around it. Remember, it's just about a 40 by 20 landing. There's a stone plinth, almost like a fountain. Very small amount of water, and a bench on either side. And once y'all teleport there, Manvi, he walks forward, and it's at this point, Elry, you notice that he has a tome in his hand, a very ancient leather-bound tome with a large, very intricate, probably dwarven craftsmanship. You've seen enough dwarven locks in your day, probably pick them. Like, it's a dwarven lock on the front of this tome, and he takes an amulet off and pops it open and kind of puts it in the front of the tome and clicks it open and turns and just kind of looks at Elry. It's like, well, and puts his hand out, motioning to the small pool for which to stand in.
Elry will take the extended hand. He will flip it over and kiss the back of it. Okay.
Okay.
The pool of water.
Yes, please respect it.
He begins to disrobe.
Well, that's not necessary.
He continues.
Mhm.
Shh. Everybody be quiet. I'm preparing. Shh. How cold is this water?
You stand in it, and it's just this side of chilly, right? It's a wee nippy, but not, it's not terrible.
So as he would test it with a Elry toss toe into the water, he would say, "Don't judge me." And then he would slip into the pool.
Okay.
I just want to remind you that it might be frowned upon if you pee within the water.
You will never know.
Well, I mean, the water is only like it's like an inch deep. Like you're just like barely covers your feet.
Even still.
I thought this was deeper. The narrative explanation made it sound like a baptismal font. Well, fuck it. We're going to go with it. We'll do it live. Okay.
And as you are discussing, much like with E404, if y'all remember, E404 was slowly lowered into the water and disappeared for a bit. And mid-conversation, Elry, you are basically sucked down into the water.
So how long do I have to...
And as this overwhelming force presses in on you, I'm going to need you to make me a charisma saving throw, please.
That is an 18 plus a 3 is 21.
Oh, you're fine. You feel much like when you message Rontame to say, "Hey, we got you, buddy," you know, and that same sensation of his will just like pressing down on you. But you manage to, you're used to it, and you feel it, and you realize he's not trying to crush you out of existence. It's more of just like, it's like him walking into the same room as you, and there's not a lot of space for you, even at your stature. But as you slip down into this, you no longer feel like you're in water, but you're just floating in space. And the fact that you did disrobe, you are as close to being back into the womb as you could possibly ever get. And it is a sensation of just comfort and warmth, and you just feel embraced as you feel more than hear the beginnings of Elry.
I'm coming.
Is there something wrong with your voice?
No, I just thought that I thought that was listen, how you doing? How's your mouth and everything?
I am much better. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. You bit the shit out of that spider boat. That was pretty neat. Did you see us jump out at the last second? Me and Hilda. We got out.
But I'll have to catch it on replay.
The VOD should still be up. It's pretty good.
Yes.
Hey, how much do you know about like mortal magic spells?
Part of this prison was created by mortal magic.
Prison?
Yes, you call it a sphere.
Is that what you think this is? A prison?
In a manner of speaking, though it is one that keeps me safe to an extent.
I think being safe is overrated, but you want to get out of here?
There would have to be a reckoning and an agreement with those that I bear.
You mean like the Grand Magus?
Yes, and the others.
Well, you carry them around, right?
Yes. But if I were to leave here, it would be catastrophic for them.
I don't know if you've seen the on your back, but
I can
anyway. How so you understand a bit of the magic then?
Yes.
How about do you know about the wish spell?
I have heard of it. Do you have it with you? And Elry, you actually look down, and that tome that the Magus had, it's in your hand. It's like you were carrying it and you didn't even realize you were carrying it.
Holy shit, I do have it. Yep.
Look at the spell, read it, and I will know its words with our connection. And I will see what it is I can do.
Sure.
All right, Elry.
Yep.
As you begin, I assume you begin reading it.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. As you begin reading this very high level spell, I'm going to need you to make me an int save. As the machinations and magic formulae of magic much higher than you have ever attempted, even just reading it, could rend your mind asunder.
That sounds terrifying. I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9 and a +3 gives it a 12. However, I do still have me some luck. I don't want to metagame here at all, but I'm wondering if I should use my last luck point here. Whew. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and I have to beat a 9. I got a 12. 12 plus 3 is 15.
15? Okay.
And I have no luck left because I won't remember.
Okay. And so you managed to finish reading the spell. Its words have your brain twisted into knots. Its magic formulae are you think you feel a trickle of blood coming out of your nose just from trying to read through to the end of this spell. But as you reach the end of the spell, you feel it pass through you and out into the void, into the nothingness that you are just floating in. Yes, Elry, I give you a choice. Tell me what you wish.
Numerous physical attributes flash through Elry's mind as he shakes them off one by one, almost like a pitcher who's looking for his pitch. And he says, "No, I would like to go back, me and the Dawn Rose, until just before the battle, where these spider pricks came down and you had to bite through and they were fucking with your eye and everything. I'd like to come down and stop them from blowing up the city. And I'd like my buddy Call to still be alive when we get here. So I guess I wish we got here before it started."
So you wish to prevent the catastrophe, the loss of life, is what you wish.
Yes. By getting here early.
This is beyond the bounds of this spell.
All right, let's talk about boundaries. Let's push them.
I give you a choice.
Oh, boy.
I give you the many or the one. Do you wish to save those upon my back in the city? Or do you wish to save he who fell defending me at your side?
Oh, yeah, fuck everybody else. Just bring Call back.
Well, then it can be done.
Okay.
You should hold your breath. And those of you
Okay.
on the back of Rontame, you feel a breeze is the only way to describe it. You're on the back of this thing, and slowly, you would say a breeze out of the south. Manvi, he immediately like grabs onto one of the benches as it quickly whips up to almost like 100 miles an hour. Like it goes from just a light breeze to a stiff wind to overwhelming like a gale. And Hilda and Dcool, you are swept off your feet and plunged towards the front of Rontame's mouth. You tumble through space, being sucked in as you now see that he is opening his mouth and breathing in. Elry, it's almost like you get flushed down a toilet or a pool. You get whipped into a whirlwind. You feel your clothes and all of your gear like slamming onto you, into you, like your pants kind of get caught on your head with your belt and your sword, and your shirt gets caught on your foot. But after a rush, Hilda, Dcool, and Elry, you all see each other tumbling end over end, and you realize, Elry, you are now inside of Rontame's mouth. You see Hilda and Dcool tumbling also. And then before you, where you think you're going to just see an empty, like a dark gullet, you actually see a ray of light coming in a vortex, a whirlpool. And as he continues breathing in, you plunge into it. And almost immediately, all three of you are falling in open sky, the brightest open sky you have ever seen, clouds in the distance. As you tumble, you look up and you see a figure much like Rontame, very large, across the sky, silhouetted by some unknown light on the other side. And you realize that all three of you are falling through open sky, and you don't see a land below you. You see a cloud bank, and you see a speck of something in the distance. You're not really sure what it is, but you see something. Everybody give me a perception check.
$10.
Nat 20. That's a 29.
A 9.
9. So Elry, like you notice, like you're like you got like your pants over your head, and you're just trying to like right yourself, and I don't know, maybe store your gear and stuff. And Dcool, maybe you're distracted by your friend's predicament, but Hilda, as you're kind of following and tumbling, and maybe you can right yourself just a bit, you look in the distance and you see what looks like it's the colors that spark the recognition, but they are the colors of Axum Toll's ship. And they are below you, and it looks like they are falling as well in the distance.
How far away from each other are we?
Y'all are about, y'all were sucked in the same breath, so y'all are no more than like 20, 30 feet away from each other as you're all just kind of falling. And it's for sure that you are falling. Like you look up and you're falling away from the manta ray shape silhouetted against the sky above you, and clouds in the distance. And like I said, there's a cloud bank below you. And y'all flown in enough atmospheres. Like the cloud bank is probably a good 20,000 feet below you. But this thing is falling as well, this ship. But it doesn't look like the right shape, but it's the colors more than anything that really spark your memory.
Hey guys.
Hey, so what did you do?
What?
What did you do?
What? Let me come over.
And after, a good minute or so of positioning, y'all can get nearer each other.
What's going on?
I was going to ask you the exact same thing.
Fuck if I know.
Is that Axum Toll's ship?
Sure.
With
No, we
that,
recognized it for the first time.
Y'all can give me another perception check at advantage now that you have Hilda kind of pointing it out.
oh my God, another 9. You gotta be kidding me.
Did you roll that twice?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
14.
Trying to help me. Yeah, Elry, you kind of see like a speck in the distance. Like it's, the colors maybe. Yeah, the colors seem right. But again, it's there's no that shape, that distinct like spider shape. Yeah, that's not there.
All right, sure, whatever. Axum Toll, yeah. All right.
I know just hitting the words Axum Toll would have Dcool ready with his bow and arrow. While they're falling, he's just gonna grab it and just ready, and he's where is he?
Okay.
Elry puts his shirt on.
Okay. Elry is re-robing. So, as you are falling through the sky, what are you doing right now? As you're plummeting here, hopefully not pooping your pants.
Elry put his pants back on. Elry's going to missile up, and he's going to go full like reboot Star Trek, going into Vulcan, going after the drill, just totally, head down, shooting towards the ship.
Okay, y'all see Elry kind of leave y'all behind just a bit as he lowers his aerodynamic profile and begins rocketing kind of towards the ship.
Hilda does the same, attempts to do the same thing.
Okay.
As hitting the name Axum Toll has Dcool focused. He is only searching for him.
Okay.
With his because I've got my gi on, and since it's gonna give me like a good proper amount of drag, can I would I have the foresight to kind of like, Red Bull wing that gi into some form of movement to look for?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can be moving around and stuff. Yeah, you definitely can do that. But you doing that creates more drag, and now Hilda and Elry are leaving you behind as they're falling towards the ship.
I am solely focused on Axum.
Okay. And so y'all tuck up and start closing the distance. It's a good 5 minutes maybe of falling. The ship is about to reach the cloud bank as y'all draw closer, and sure enough, it is distinctly Axum Toll's ship, but it looks like it has been chewed. Like it is, there's no other way to describe it. It's parts of it are crushed flat. The legs are all broken and bent over. Whereas the ship did have it was probably about 40, 50 feet wide. You would guess as it's tumbling, when you can kind of catch it at the right angle, it's maybe about 10 feet wide, maybe, as it's just been kind of collapsed. There's the dome on the back is just a metal framework, as all the glass has been shattered away on the bottom as well. And after another few minutes, y'all begin passing through this cloud bank as you start to get near the ship. And when I say near, I mean like within about 100 feet. It's tumbling. It's not, it is not aerodynamic at all. So it's kind of just tumbling end over end, sideways. It's just kind of random how it's tumbling here. So as you begin approaching here, what is your plan of action?
Can we try to kind of fall and manipulate ourselves so we can get enough drag to kind of touch down? I know this is kind of like I'm going to throw out all the references tonight since I can't talk for myself. But remember in 2010 when they had the dock, the two ships had the dock, and the one was going fucking ape shit because it had lost its So they had to. That's what Elry's trying to do. He's trying to like use his maneuvering thrusters, which is probably like his dick in his hands, to like maneuver around and get into a position to touch down on the deck.
All right, so you want to be a steely-eyed missile man, is what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Y'all give me a either an acrobatics or a dexterity check, or just a straight dex check. If you don't have acrobatics.
15.
7.
After my halfling 1, which was a 2, 14.
Okay. Yeah, Dcool and Elry, you managed to slow yourself just enough as the kind of the back railing that was kind of the crystal dome swings by. You managed to grab onto it, and you grab on it near the center of the body, like where y'all could like walk down into the helms room, or where y'all did walk down and go into the helms room before during the battle. Y'all managed to grab on right about there as it's spinning by. Hilda, on the other hand, does not slow herself down and ends up slamming into said railing. And yeah, you're going to take 10 damage as you kind of hit the railing, but you do like stick on it. Like you don't like tumble off of it. You kind of like get caught up in it just a little bit as Elry and Dcool are kind of like hanging on to this lattice work. You're just kind of like lodged in between some of the metal bars.
My pie. Oh no.
My mage hand grabs her pie.
Okay. So Elry grabs your pie with his mage hand.
It's the first time I'll say it, Elry, but thank you for grabbing my pie.
Won't be the last.
Dcool is almost enraged again, just at the possibility. The first thing he's going to do is head towards where he think he last saw him, and that was in the last room they had the battle in. So he's going to get his bearings and then head in that direction.
Yeah, like I said, y'all landed kind of midship near the entrance walkway that went down into the helms room. So kind of like when y'all entered the ship during the battle. I know y'all kind of crashed through, but where the Umberhulk came up and out, y'all are just like basically you can kind of squeeze your way in. It's going to be acrobatics or dexterity to kind of squeeze through this to get through the doorway. It might be a little difficult for Hilda considering you're in full plate. For Dcool and Elry, it's more about not losing your grip as this thing is kind of tumbling, and you see, the wind is buffeting you depending on which way this thing is spinning. So yeah, go ahead and give me again another acrobatics or dexterity check as y'all make your way into this ship.
Dirty 20.
8.
16.
Okay, Hilda, you can't extract yourself from the mesh, right? Like you're like hung up in this like metal framework that was holding all these asymmetrical glass panels and stuff. Just to clear it up, the backstage chat here. When I say you are falling in open sky, I mean this is a beautiful blue sky. You don't see a planet anywhere, though. It is just blue sky for as far as you can see in any direction you look. There are clouds all around you, and so that's. But you are falling definitely. So Hilda, you are stuck. Elry, Dcool, what were your checks again?
I had a dirty 20.
Dirty
16.
Dirty 2016. Okay. Both of you managed to work your way in down the stairs and in to the helm room door, which again, this room is, you can see a like kind of a pocket that you can walk in, and Dcool, you can, as you come in here, the smell of death is just like, it is beyond ripe, right? I mean, Axum Toll died like right by the door as y'all came in. There's the two Neogi hatchling swarms. But you manage to work your way in just inside the Helm's Room door, and you can't make heads or tails of how to get through this room, but you think you can like climb up about 10 feet and kind of work your way around like a bulkhead that's been crushed down to kind of get further into the room. So if y'all could give me a climb check, and then if y'all want to continue climbing into the room. Hilda, you're outside kind of trying to extricate yourself.
Yeah. I would take my mace and just try to beat a larger thing.
Yeah, you just kind of like beat the metal tines of this and out of the way and kind of get yourself out of it. But as you're doing that, you give me a perception check. Let's see how much you spot.
23.
23. You're pretty sure you saw like a large landmass just zip by. Something akin to like the floating rocks in like Avatar, like on Pandora, like the floating mountain kind of thing. Like you're pretty sure you just saw like a large floating rock like zip by as y'all were plummeting past it. But y'all are still in this heavy cloud cover. And so it was just kind of like, what? And as you like looked up, you barely saw, like roots hanging off the bottom, like zip out of your vision and be obscured by the clouds.
At this point, this is one of our discussions is coming up, Pruitt.
Yeah.
With Hilda stuck outside and Elry would not leave her out. He wouldn't leave his captain outside in a predicament. Is there a way that Elry, and I don't know how the linear nature of this works since we're kind of free falling and twisting, can he cast Tensor's floating disc by Hilda so she can grab hold of it? So as he begins to climb inside, it will trail him behind.
Yes, you could do that, but the one thing that you see as a problem, like just looking inside this Helm's Room, is the twisted nature of this ship. That disc would not fit through the door, right? Like it'd be one of those things where the disc literally wouldn't fit, so it would like get stuck.
Okay.
And it would be problematic in that sense.
Could then, as a default, could he flip the copper wire from his necklace up into his mouth and point at Hilda and say, "We're going to go in a little bit deeper. Just hang loose."
Yep. Your response, Hilda?
Response is, "Be careful. I think I saw a rock out there."
A rock?
R-O-C-K. R-O-C-K.
Right. In the USA? Okay.
Dcool has no idea why they're in their why they are in this predicament, because he doesn't know what Elry wished for.
Yeah.
So the only thing that he knows is he heard Axum toll. So he's not looking for Cole because he has no idea he wished for Cole back. So he's focused because he's emotional. So normally he wouldn't disregard Hilda, and he certainly wouldn't disregard Elry unless it's this exact situation. So he's pushing forward, looking for Axum.
Okay. What was your climb check?
Quick dumb question, man. I didn't see a climb stat. Did I just add dexterity?
Oh, I'm sorry. Acrobatics. Oh my God. I have a channel about this. Athletics. My bad. I'm stuck in 3rd edition.
Okay. Athletics. Oh, shoot.
That was a natural 20 for my athletics check. 23 if you need.
For me.
23 and a 16. And thank you, Terror Noctix, for the subscription. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you managed to, you kind of climb in the Helm's Room, and it's kind of tight here at the front, and it's disgusting. There's ichor and blood and gross like Nyogi blood just everywhere. And you manage to climb over, like I said, like kind of a broken bulkhead, and you climb over it and get into like the main part of the helm's room. And there's like a pocket here that is fairly open. Like you can kind of make out the plinth of the helm, of the actual helm where Axum was piloting the ship from. It's like, again, the floor is kind of twisted and turned sideways, and the front of the ship is just kind of crushed in. But there's also bits of Umber Hulk here and there. You see other, blood stains. There's other bits of flesh kind of strewn about the room. So what, as you kind of, both you and Dcool and Elry kind of see this scene, tell me what you are looking for. Are you still looking for Axum Toll?
The first thing I'm doing is a perception check for Axum Toll. That's the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah, you can give me perception or investigate.
Investigate. Let me hold on.
Whichever's better for you.
Let me see.
Elry's looking for call.
Okay.
Shit, 11.
What do you want?
You got a 21, Greg?
No. What did you want from me? Perception or investigation?
Yeah, whichever.
Oh, that is a 15 plus. What do I want? We'll go with perception. So it's a dirty 20.
Okay. And you got an 11, Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, you just see like bits of like the incredible Umber Hulk that y'all fought, and the Nyogi swarm. You see just like splattered Nyogi here and there. And again, it's kind of almost gut wrenching to be in here in this kind of twisted closed space with all this leftovers that have been kind of chewed up. But you don't see any sign of Axum Toll's body. But you do remember, like, he kind of died back right at the door when y'all came in, and y'all kind of moved into more of the center part of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could be just like the way the ship crushed up, it just kind of crushed him. Yeah, I mean, you're not sure. You just don't see any sign of it.
Okay.
Elry, on the other hand, Elry, you see as y'all are kind of climbing here, you see down those stairs that the Umber Hulks came up from below decks that kind of ran in front of the helm. You distinctly see the hand of Cole like on the stairs. As you're just kind of peeking over the edge, you can just see his hand. That's all you can see of him. The arm kind of goes out of view. It's not like you see a severed hand, but you do see his hand kind of up there. But it is going to take. It's rather precarious to get there as this ship is kind of tumbling and like jostling back and forth.
He will flip the copper wire into his mouth, and because he can see the hand, he's going to point at the hand and say, Cole, can you hear me? Are you there?
You are met with the silence of the inevitability waiting for us all, Elry.
Elry's screaming.
Right. Fuck it.
Elry screaming for Cole is kind of going to knock Dcool out of his moment of revenge again. Why are we here? Elry, what have you done?
How the fuck if I know?
Did you say Cole?
Yeah, that's his hand right there. And he starts swimming towards it.
Dcool is going to move immediately towards that. He's done with the fixation on Axum Toll. He's trying to help Cole now.
Okay, so y'all either give me a athletics or acrobatics check to try to cross the distance to get to that staircase, as the ship, like I said, is kind of just like jostling and flipping back and forth, and y'all are just kind of having to constantly readjust how you're standing.
My acrobatics rolls are shit, but I got a 17.
Lovely. Come on, give me something good. What's that? 19. Shoot, I'll take it.
Okay. So y'all managed to scamper over there, and sure enough, that's Cole. He's mostly intact. I mean, his body is there. Again, he was killed by a feasting Neogi hatchling swarm. So I'll let your imagination take it to where it is, like a bunch of little alien, freshly burst chest bursters chowing down. And so, but like I said, his body, it's mostly his body there. But he is quite dead. Hilda, outside, you see a couple of more of these land masses zip by as the ship is falling. And give me another perception check as it looks like the cloud cover is slowly breaking.
20.
20? Yeah, you distinctly see there are many more of these kind of floating land masses, and you are tumbling towards them. You're not sure if this ship is going to land on one, but the fact that there are many more and they look connected by either vines or something, you're not really sure at this distance, kind of looking through the cloud cover, but y'all definitely are heading towards a kind of a group of these land masses.
Hilda will start hollering her head off and trying to get to where the guys are.
Okay, you can go ahead and give me athletics. You want to kind of just like force your way there. And
Yes.
you guys, you're in there. What are you doing?
The first thing, Dcool, we are not leaving him again. And he's gonna head towards whatever it is that's holding him down. Is it like bits of wood? Is it something that I could chop with my sword to kind of like free him up enough?
It does look like his legs were kind of caught in the crush of the cargo hold.
Uh-huh.
You're not really sure, like they're like metal stairs and they've kind of been crushed up against the wall. So it looks like his right foot is caught, and then like his left leg from about right below the knee. The left leg is for lack of a better description, it is almost severed already. But like that's kind of what's kept him in this spot, is like his legs kind of being trapped by the crush of this.
I'm chopping at his left leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're bringing out your sword?
Yeah, I'm chopping at it.
Okay.
If it's already gone, then what's the use? Sure.
Boy, hold on there. Wait, whoa. Are you like? Can he see him? Like,
well, I was going to say, you see Dcool unsheath his sword, and Dcool and Elry, you notice a distinct blue tinge to the blade. The silvered edge now has this light blue tinge just under the surface. It's almost like it looks just like it always has, but not. It's almost like a trick of the light.
What is this?
listen, we want to cut his leg off. We got to get him out of here. You don't want to come back without a leg.
His leg is half gone already.
Well, it's still half there.
And
You
Hilda,
think of another way to get him out quick.
Hilda, what did you get on your athletics check?
I got an 11.
11.
Not
Okay,
my
you're
day.
you're trying to get through the doorway, but like that first little area that they had to kind of squeeze through, you're not sure if it's your shield that's catching or the back of your armor, but you hear Elry and Dcool arguing.
She will quietly say to herself, "Gotta stop eating so many fucking pies," and she just starts yelling. She starts yelling about big rocks and vines, big rocks, vines.
Okay. Elry and Dcool, y'all are arguing, and you hear Hilda saying "big rocks and vines" over and over.
Rocks and vines.
Rocks and vines.
Well, if we do not chop off his leg, how are we getting him out?
Well, I mean, can't we do something else?
Like what, Harry? We are falling from the fuck knows where.
And y'all give me
I don't know. You got a glowing fucking sword now. I mean, we're getting pretty powerful. Don't we have like a better alternative than cutting off a leg? I mean,
Wait a minute.
I don't know. I don't have anything you can do. My shit's not really that good.
I have an idea. It is a long shot. Dcool's gonna walk over to Cole and put his hand on him, and he's gonna hold his sword, his blue sword, and he's gonna think, and then he's gonna look into a direction that's free from debris, and he's going to teleport himself to that spot while holding on call.
That's the shit I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. You feel the magic that you always feel, that kind of warbling, like time and space being rent asunder right around you, just off the surface of your skin. But there is something different about it, something more potent. And yeah, you feel that feeling extend down and around Cull, and you teleport straight forward through the windshield, because that's the most open space, and you're right at the front of the ship, but you now have Cull in your hand. And Yar, go ahead and give me a dexterity save to maintain your grip on him.
Yes.
Because it says you do have Cull in one hand and a sword in the other.
Okay.
And so I need a dex save.
Give me something good, please. Be with me. What is a 14 and that's 19. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you pop through, and sure enough, you manage to like hook your feet around like kind of one of the crossbars or the support columns of the windshield, and hang on to Cull, like kind of press him against the hull of the ship, and you still have your sword in your hand. I don't know if you want to sheath it or what, but you do manage to stop yourself from just kind of like falling out of the ship and being caught up in the current of air flowing by. But what this new vantage point does give you is y'all have about 20 seconds. You are definitely heading towards one of these land masses. Like now you rocks and vines, and you see like these large clumps of floating rock that are all connected with these like intertwining vines. Some of them look kind of like bridges. But y'all, you have about 20 or 30 seconds before the ship is going to hit one of these things.
Elry, who has no idea that that's happening, as soon as he sees that, he's like, "See? Fuck yes, Dcool, that's what we do. Long shots."
I'd have cut that motherfucker off too. I swear to God, I would. Okay. Focus. 20 seconds. He's going to be in shock first. And he's going to hold on to the sword again and see if he still has that feeling. Is there another left in it? So perception on if the juice is still there.
Much like before, whenever you try to do it, like you have spent it for now.
Okay, that's what I figured. All right, so I'm falling next to the ship. Can I see? I can't see. Can I see Elry through the window that I just?
He's 20 feet that way. Screaming,
okay.
Yeah.
Rocks and vines.
I'm sheathing my sword. How far away am I from the window?
No, you're literally like standing on the front of the ship, like you kind of hooked your feet in the support column for the windshield. So you're technically on the front of the ship. You're not in the helm's room anymore, right?
Okay, and I still have one arm holding Colt against the ship, right?
You're kind of pushing him down on the front of the hull of the ship to keep him from flying away. Yes.
Okay, and do I have a free arm with the sword, with my sword hand?
Yeah, if you put your sword away, then now you have a free hand. Yeah.
Can I use the bottom of the hilt as like a melee attack with the sword to break the window so Elry can get out?
No, there is no window. The glass is shattered. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's open. Like he's 20 feet away from you.
Oh, okay, all right. What are you waiting for?
You didn't tell him.
I was gonna check in here for some shit. There's a bunch of treasure in here.
Stop dicking around. Can I see Hilda?
No, Hilda's still in the back. She was not able to actually get through that first little crawl space that y'all had to crawl through. Y'all just heard her yelling rocks and vines from the back.
Crash! A bunch of rocks and vines.
Why do I have to get out of here?
You now have 20 seconds.
This shit is about to go down.
We're falling. We're going down. All of us.
You're not getting out. Why are we arguing? We're falling for this.
Did you tell him there's a rock coming? He doesn't know. You haven't said there's a rock coming, so Elry's thinking he's gonna search this motherfucker.
It's about to get real. Rocks and vines!
You now have 15.
I don't know what that means.
Grab my hand!
Rocks and vines.
Why are you being so dramatic?
I'm okay. I'm gonna hold a call with my legs and sheath my sword and then reach out for Elry and like, come on, man, what are you doing? Get out!
Dcool is reaching out for you with his hands very dramatically. What do you do?
I'm sure there's gold in here and like magic and stuff.
Oh,
Dcool, is there a reason that I should leave this boat?
we are going to crash. Death is coming.
Why the fuck didn't you say that?
You now have 10 seconds.
Okay.
Elry will backstroke towards the.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna tell
give me, give me acrobatics or dexterity, whichever you want, Elry. Dcool, give me a dexterity save.
All right. 17. All right, man. Thank you for coming through.
With a plus 12, I still get a 15. My
Okay.
acrobatics being for shit today.
Yeah, you like Elry, you try to like push off and jump out, but the ship kind of shifts when you do that, so it kind of takes most of your momentum away, and you're just kind of free falling. But Dcool manages to like reach out with his sword hilt, and like you can grab onto it, and he starts pulling you out of the ship. Hilda, what are you doing as you hear them now scuffling to get out of the ship?
She's gonna try to get out of the ship the way they came in.
Okay. So yeah, you weren't, like I said, you just tried to go into the helms room and you couldn't really. So you're like right there. So do you just like jump away from the ship, or give me an athletics check?
Okay.
To see how
Athletics?
far you get away from it.
All right. 12.
12. Okay. You don't get that far away from it, but you do get somewhat away from it. And Dcool and Elry, y'all kind of pull yourselves out of the front of the ship. And just as you do, there is a loud crash as this ship hammers into one of these rocks, and all three of you manage to get just far enough away to fall on each side of this rock. So you are falling now, but there are like vines hanging down from these rocks, and you are falling like near them. Like you could grab them if you wanted to try, or you could keep falling. But you can see above you as one of these rocks is almost pulverized and some bits are falling with you.
Yeah.
Pruitt, as soon as we would get out and he could see Hilda, before the ship would crash, he would cast Featherfall on everybody.
Okay, so yeah, the second y'all like get on either side of this thing, you see, and so you cast Featherfall, and you all three of you begin falling slowly, pieces of this rock, and you see earth and like grass falling by you as this Neogi Death Spider like crashed into this lump of floating rock, and y'all are now kind of slowly falling. There are a bunch of vines hanging free all around you. As you are kind of, like I said, you're kind of in like a nexus of some of these rocks that are all just kind of connected by these vines.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the pointy end of the hilt of my sword and jab it into Elry's ribs and say, "Rocks and vines, look."
Yeah. Hilda will be screaming even through the feather fall. Just rocks and vines. You guys never listen to me. Motherfuckers, rocks and vines.
How about we're gonna crash? Hey guys, we're gonna die. We're gonna crash into a rock and or a vine. You buried the lead there, Captain.
Ooh. If I did not love you as much as I do.
We all respond to emergency situations differently, Elry. Rocks and vines.
Ah,
I still don't understand it.
here's a better question. Where are we landing to? An even better question, Elry, what in the hell? How did we get in this situation? What did you ask for?
The fuck if I know. I was talking to Rontame, and I don't know, we're falling, and he sucked me through some type of like porpoise blowhole and couldn't get my pants on.
Infuriated. Dcool should keep his sword for fear of having to use it on his friend.
Listen, I don't know what's going on.
How could you not know? You're the one that sunk into the 2 inches of water, disappeared. We get sucked into the throat of a giant manta ray, and we fall from the sky, tumbling to no end. And you're going to tell me you have no idea how we came to such a...
I'll go
I
back
have
into
no
hiding.
point of reference.
Yeah, that's when Nicole's gonna look down and just see if there's a place to land.
You look down, and there is more open sky, and you see more clouds below you, but they look like maybe another 30,000 feet or so, maybe. But as you look around, the thing you notice is there's no distinct sun. There's just light. This place is it's a beautiful summer's day and clear, like partly cloudy, but beautiful clouds. When you're not looking down through the cloud bank or the one that's directly above you, like you look around and your vision just goes into the distance.
Let me try something. I'm gonna try something. He flips the copper wire up into his mouth and points above back towards the, I'm assuming still somewhat visible silhouette of Rontame that's disappearing to the up.
Mm.
Got him, he says in his mind.
And there is silence that greets your message.
Now, you fucking fish. Fine, stay in your prison.
Is he not answering?
No, he's not answering.
Well, what did you do? Did you do a dance to get here? Did you say something? What? Say it again.
What? A dance?
I don't know what you did to bring us here.
Listen, I went in there. I had the book with the wish spell, which I was not given. It was just in my hands, which is very odd and strange. And Rontame said, what do you want to do? And I said, hey, how about a wish spell? And he said, oh, this sphere is my prison, but it protects me. Some horse shit. And I said, well, you want to get out? And he was like, I don't know. I said, okay, that's boring. Let's try something else. And I said, can you take us back before the city got blown up? And he said, fine. And that doesn't work because it's beyond the wish and shit. And I had to read something and hurt my head. And then he said, many are the one. And I said, fuck everyone else, call.
And here.
And y'all are all standing around, and there's Cole's body.
Dcool is going to, he's so infuriated with Ellery at the moment. He's going to look away from Ellery and grab Cole and bring him closer so he does not float away.
Hilda's gonna look at Cole, sort of examine him, see.
He has extensive wounds. He has gouges in his side from the Umber Hulk's claws. He has been gnawed upon extensively by a Nyogi hatchling swarm. Like I said, his body's mostly there. I mean, it's Cull, but like, without going into too much grisly detail, there isn't much detail about his face or, his muscles are pretty much eaten away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hilda,
Yes.
tell me you have an answer.
Well, we have him. I could do this, but I don't know if I have everything I need.
So are just hanging here, swaying from vines.
Do we want to do this by the book, where it's like material components and shit?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Are you going to do this right now, where you are hanging from these vines?
No, we have a dead man hanging from vines. No,
Right.
thought we were just standing somewhere.
No, y'all cast the spell and like caught onto the vines underneath it. So you got about a 60-foot climb with a dead guy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Time.
Yeah.
Is there a way Ellery would have hit this feather fall so we could have kind of glided onto some type of resting place? So if that's the case, Elry would recommend that we continue to fall until we find another rock formation that we can feather fall to.
Okay.
So,
well, where y'all kind of the thing crashed and y'all kind of fell past, it looks like this is like the last set in this area. You don't see another like rock formation. Like I said, you see another cloud bank about 30,000 feet below you, but you are still in and amongst these vines from this last set of rocks.
How many feet up till we meet the rocks from the vines? You said like 60 feet?
Yeah, you got about a 60-foot climb, and you basically get up to the one that the Nyogi ship crashed on.
How thick are these vines? Are they like big, gigantic, thick ropes?
There is an array. There are thick ones, there are thinner vines, but they're all kind of intertwined and hanging free. So you have plenty of fodder for climbing, and it's easy to climb. I mean, these aren't like slick. They're pretty knotted. These are roots. I mean, it's definitely roots, and that's what these are. They're hanging free.
Oh, instill a bit of frustration for everything that is unfolding. Dcool will throw coal on his back and start the climb without even giving notice to either Hilda or Elry.
Okay.
He's frustrated, man. He's frustrated.
Okay. So you are climbing and carrying someone. So what you can do this one of two ways. You can do this really, really slowly. Or you could climb a little bit faster, but at disadvantage.
What would be my modifier for climbing if it's at disadvantage? Just what am I using?
Well, I mean, it's still your athletics. Sorry, you make an athletics check.
Athletics is trash.
It's the bane of Dex monks.
Yeah.
That's why I always recommend taking athletics proficiency if you're a Dex monk, so at least you have something in athletics.
I should keep that in mind. No, slow and steady. Slow and steady for now.
Okay, so just give me a regular athletics check. Everybody who wants to climb up out of here.
Okay. 16. Yeah, that's better than.
Okay. So you managed to climb a bit of the ways. It's gonna take a couple of more to get to the top because you are taking your time, making sure that the vines or roots that you grab onto are solid and don't fall away.
athletics or acrobatics? Athletics.
Elry, there are enough vines here. You could do what you always do with ropes on a ship. Like you could
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. They're like I said, these vines are just hanging everywhere. They suffuse these rocks and just hang free. So, by all means, you could do an acrobatics.
Okay. Well, it was a 15, so it would have been an 18 athletics or a 27 acrobatics.
Yeah, you're just kind of you're Tarzaning it up, just like, with no sweat whatsoever. Hilda
got a 17. So imagine she's just gonna
with workman like just efficiency. Hilda's just y'all move up. Are you staying with Dcool or are you just moving up on your own?
Elry would stick by Dcool to make sure that he's able to make it up.
Okay.
And keep swinging by him and stuff like that. Stay within like striking distance.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, he needs to make 2 more checks.
I'm still climbing.
I believe he's still climbing, Pruitt.
He's still climbing.
I think he's well above the camera at this point, so we'll see how far he gets. Nothing but the wind greets you as you continue to climb.
Hilda searches her belongings for a 500 gold piece diamond.
Here's one.
Oh, good.
Oh,
just laying around.
Here's one. So, tell you what.
Like 20 seconds.
I rolled a 19 for him. So he,
Sorry, Mother Nature would not be denied. Okay.
all right, so Dcool, give me 2 more athletics checks, and that will get you to the top of this climb.
First one's a 13. Next one's a 14.
Okay, there's some slow going there. A few of the vines kind of rip away, but you've eventually managed to get yourself up on top, and you pull yourself up. Elry swings up and lands, and Hilda just climbs up there like it ain't no thing. And you manage to reach the top of this, and looking around, it's mostly rock. There's a like kind of a patch where grass starts growing. Most of that has been destroyed or damaged by this hulk of a Neogi death spider, and it's kind of caused this bit of floating earth to kind of tilt just a bit. So y'all are kind of climbing up on the tall side, the elevated side of the tilt, and looking around, you are just surrounded by a network of these floating. They look kind of like mountains, like inverted mountains almost. And you just look around, and in the distance, you think you see like what looks like a tower atop one of these mountains. And go ahead and give me a perception check, everyone.
20.
11. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I've been lugging a body up.
Yeah.
15.
15. Okay. Yeah. Elry and Hilda, you definitely you look in the distance, and there's definitely some form of tower like far in the distance. But the other thing is you think you distinctly see what looks like a whirlwind, and it's making its way directly towards you. Like with purpose, like it's like touching down on each one of these little rocks as they kind of, they're almost like stepping stones over a pond, as this little whirlwind is like kind of touching down and hopping almost playfully. Like it's kind of skipping back and forth and touching down, but it's definitely making its way towards what would be on, if these things were like almost like a road heading straight to you.
That is definitely something new.
And it's not long before Dcool, you definitely see this thing, and it's heading towards you. What would y'all like to do?
At this point, as a way of just relaxing from the strenuous climb I have just had to do, and also preparing for the unknown, I'm going to pull out my trusty pack and roll up a stress J.
Yeah.
This is also for standby in case fairy fire needs to be used, but more so for the stress.
Yes. It's been a tad stressful, yes.
Hilda's going to tie up Cole while she says quite eloquently, there's a whirlwind coming, and I think it will hit us, and it seems fairly threatening on these rocks and vines.
Are you sure you don't want to say skip an air or gusts aplenty?
Twirly wind. There's a bunch of twirly wind.
Okay.
Whirling dervish.
All right. There's a tower over there.
So the crash ship is still kind of close to us, right?
Yeah, it's literally like 50 feet in front of you.
All right. Is there like since it's crashed, is there like a kind of like a half entrance into the hull that we could kind of like take like a defensive posture in or something?
I mean,
wait for the whirlwind.
You could move up and use it as cover from the direction that it's coming. Yeah, but where like how it's crashed, it's kind of landed like inverted, so the belly of the ship is kind of exposed. But you know.
Okay. The first thing that comes to mind with an unknown foe, we may need to find cover. If we could squeeze all of us and Cole into the broken down hole, we might be able to confuse whatever it is that is coming at us.
It does it look like we could make it to the tower before Skip and Gale could get to us?
No. Skip and Gale is coming from the tower to you. Like it is now like halfway between you and the tower, heading your way. So no, like it's far in the distance. It would be mini climb checks to get over to it. You know, you could probably get to it like with all these pieces connected. But yeah, it's just kind of like hopping, and it's making great haste towards you. And so you'll have another like couple rounds to get ready to do whatever you want to do before this thing is upon you.
If it attacks, it is better for us to have an advantage of shelter.
Sure.
Captain,
Yes.
I am only here to give advice. Please, what do you feel?
What do I what?
How do you feel? How would you like this to work?
I think we should make sure the dead body doesn't blow away, whatever it is, because we're gonna have to go through this thing. Yes.
Well, you already said you tied up Cole, so
Yes.
he's on the ground tied up. You know.
I think we should try to find cover if we can.
Yeah, the surface of this particular floating rock is pretty flat. The only cover would probably be the ship itself, if you wanted it.
I say we take cover in the ship.
Okay.
Okay, so just a question. So it's just going to be Ellery, Hilda, and Dcool that's going to take cover in the ship, and I'm assuming we're leaving Cole outside. Is that what's going on, or are we going to unfasten him and drag him in the ship?
No, damn it, we're taking Dcool. We're taking Cole with us.
I just have to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if two of you carried him, you could move him. All right. I mean,
okay.
I cast Tensor's floating disc, and we get him over there.
Okay, so y'all cast Tensor's floating disc. You move over to the ship. There's not a lot of way of like getting into this ship from how twisted it is. You do find kind of a little cubby, like kind of underneath the ship where the way it's landed, you could find some cover there. Or just, stand behind the ship and, however you want to do it.
It is a cubby large enough for you, Ellery. Take advantage.
And there is a rush of wind as this whirlwind, this tornado, as it gets closer and you are going to hide, you can tell it's about, 20 feet tall maybe. And as it makes its way onto the landing, you are hiding under the cubby, and there's a rush of wind that whips up the dust and the grass and some of the debris of this ship as it makes its way to you. And as soon as the wind is there, it begins to dissipate as you hear heavy footsteps like land on top of the Nyogi ship itself, and a booming, gregarious laugh. What a find we have! What a find! And you just feel the ship shifting as something is walking on top of this ship.
Damn, so we can't.
Oh, fuck. We never had a friend like this guy. Let's go up and see what we got.
Damn it, Cole. Why are you sleeping on the job? Okay. Can we kind of like pinpoint a general idea of where he is in reference to the hole? Because I'm assuming we can't see him, right, since we're in the cubby.
Well, if y'all are hiding underneath this little cubby, no, you can't actually see up above, but you can just kind of feel the ship shifting as you assume he's taking footsteps and walking, but you hear his booming voice, and it's full of, actual like pleasant surprise and discovery. Like it's it sounds like he's like, oh, what is this? Oh, yes. And you hear metal kind of plying and wrenching as he's apparently looking at various parts of the ship.
Let me go check. I'll go out. Let me take a look. I'll go out and take a look.
Sounds good. You do that.
I'll send you back a message. And Elroy's going to sneak out.
Okay. You sneak out?
Yep. Perfectly executed.
Give me your stealth.
Sure, if you need it, but
Well, I mean, you use the word sneak. I mean, if you just want to step out and say hi, you can do that too if you want.
it's a 17.
Okay.
I'm rolling for shit. 5 + 12.
Well, you managed to, as you kind of pop out of this cubby and look up from around like a twisted bit of the hull, you fortunately look at the back of this thing, and it's obviously it's male from the voice, from the booming, like deep voice. You see like large, wide shoulders, no clothing on the upper body. Looks like a fairly muscular back, blue tinged skin. The pants are light and airy, kind of fluttering in an unseen breeze with a red sash at his waist. Looks like there's like maybe a large scimitar at his hip. Shoes that kind of like curl up in little circles with bells at the end. And he has a large kind of turban on his head. And you see like a big long black beard as he's just kind of like looking around at this thing. And you see him like pick up a piece of something and look at it. And it's like, what do you suppose that's worth? And he kind of tosses it over his head. And he seems oblivious to you right now.
Elry will turn and spit on the ground, and he will message back to his friends. It's a fucking genie.
A genie?
Is he fucking?
Might be.
Don't know how they do it.
Sounds like he's having a lot of fun. He's asking what the price of it is. Definitely genie fucking.
I'm not familiar with a genie. Is it friend or foe?
I don't know, Dcool.
Well, shit.
I mean, I don't like them. All the storybooks say that they're. When my cousins and I read about the genies, they're always assholes. Notorious. He's talking loudly. Notorious assholes.
And Elry, you turn and look, and like he's like looking over his shoulder right at you.
He sees me.
Eyebrow cocked, and almost like is this surprise, confusion? You're not really sure, but
he's got a cock eyebrow, guys.
You need my help.
You're sure he's not fucking?
I don't know. God damn it, Hilda, I don't know. The rocks and vines.
And at that, Elry, you see him like leap off and land on the ground. And at this point, Dcool and Hilda, a 12-foot tall genie lands on the ground, like right out in front of you. And he's looking right at Elry, though, who had kind of snuck around the side. Who is this in my domain?
Elry Toss Bottle.
Dcool?
And he actually like turns. He's like, oh, well, there's more of you. Look at you. Where did you come from?
Didn't know about you guys.
Oh, well. And it was Elry Tossbottle. Is that the name?
Yes. Yes. Grand Genie.
Oh, well, let me introduce myself. I am Akari Saraki, the Prince of 1,000 Mountains, and you are in my domain. How does it feel?
Lovely place you got here.
Thank you. I love it. Lands, rocks, and vines as far as the eye can see.
A lot of air too.
Well, it is the nature of the place, is it not?
They always say you can judge a ruler by the amount of air that they possess.
Oh, well, in that case, I am the fairest ruler of them all.
I agree.
But
So,
what brings you to my domain? Is this your ship? This crushed hulk?
oh fuck no. We were finding our buddy. He is passed, but we were given the ability to find him. We have found him, and now we wish to take this picture mentally of your beautiful realm back to our lowly existence among the dim stars.
You don't know where you are, do you?
No fucking idea.
Well, I mean, look about you. What do you see?
I'm going to guess, listen, we were in the elemental plane of water, and I'm not a smart halfling, but there's a lot of air here. And is this like a pocket air elemental place? I don't know. I'm spitballing.
Well, this is my particular pocket of the elemental plane of air. Yes, that can be said, sure. But it is the plane of air you find yourself in. You fell quite a ways. I was tracking your progress.
Well, hey, I've got a question for you, Your Majesty. Where we were in our lowly part of existence, it seems that each of the places that we visited at least had some type of gateway to one of these elemental plane. We went to the elemental plane of water when we were over on a turtle, and then when we were here, we went to the elemental plane of air. Is that something that's kind of are they guardians or something for like, I don't know.
What did you pass through to get here? Tell me, please. Tell me this tale.
Rocks and vines.
Rock. Yep.
Yes, they are rocks and vines. Yes, I know. I see them every day.
There was a great gatekeeper named Rontame who claimed that they were in a prison in one of our lowly existence spheres of dim stars. And they sucked me down their blowhole, and my friends got sucked. I don't know how they got sucked off, but they got sucked where we are, and now we're here.
Ah, yes. The Great Ray. He flies above us, in the distance, yes. So you pass through him, yes. He does possess a gate. It is known.
Yep, Sugar Ray.
A gate, you say? Well, how do we get back to the gate?
Well, that seems to be a predicament, doesn't it? Because this ship isn't yours, but you fell. So, that's quite a ways. Is it not?
Yes, it is. Wait, why would you assume that this ship is not ours?
He just said that it's not yours. I asked, and he said it's not. I was going to claim it. Since it is not yours, I will claim it.
Wait a minute. We successfully killed this ship. And by many rights and standards, whatever you kill, you claim. We have just as much rights over this wreckage as you do.
So you're claiming the right of salvage then, is it?
I am also willing to trade my salvage for rites of passage.
Well, here's the problem, though. I have claimed right of salvage. Now you have claimed right of salvage. It seems that we are at an impasse. How would you like to proceed? Seeing as how you are the guest here, and I am a humble lord, and I have propriety and etiquette to maintain, I will give you the first say and how we will handle this apparent conflict.
May I take a moment to confer with Ellery over here over what the best methods of how we can resolve.
Oh, please, by all means.
Yeah, that's when Dcool.
Portal, so take your time.
That's when Dcool is gonna have that Scooby-Doo that Scooby-Doo Shaggy moment where they have like the mini huddle next to the Ellery.
Mm-hmm.
Ellery, what is happening?
I don't know, but I don't think we're winning.
Should we just give him the ship?
Well, we need to get way back up. We got to get closer. I think we got to get closer to Rontame.
I feel he's in the spirit of some form of competition.
And y'all look over, and Akari Saraki is just, he's still like looking through the ship and prying pieces of metal up, and he's just like, oh, look at that. Wow. And he's like completely ignoring you.
Does he ever see me in there? I'm just waiting for shit with Cole.
Y'all weren't hidden. Y'all were just in a cubby, and when he looked over, you were standing there next to Cole and Dcool. You haven't spoken, so he,
All right. We need something from him, and he obviously wants something from us. How do we make this swap? He has given us enough rope to hang ourselves.
I mean, it may not even be in his interest to have us in his realm all this time. We could just ask him about what we need and not conceal our motives. Possible.
So give this mythical guy the truth. I think that is a horrible idea. But
Ellery, I was going to say, Elry's eyes drop when he reaches a realization. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Whoa.
Hey, my lord.
Oh, please, call me Akari.
Okay, Akari.
Or Prince Akari. Let's do Prince Akari. Let's at least maintain some form of propriety.
I agree, Prince. You have the ability to grant wishes. Do you not?
Oh, well, it is a common myth. If I am bound to an object, as some of my brethren like to do from time to time, they get bored, they just want to go on a sabbatical or just go see the world. They do this, but I wouldn't call it granting wishes. I do have various powers, especially here in my domain, the land of 1,000 mountains.
Okay. Well, you have knowledge that perhaps other entities, lesser than yourself, of course, about the methodology behind the wish, correct?
Well, I mean, I have studied various philosophies, ways to twist wishes, things of that nature. I
come to the right place then. I made a bit of a bet with the Ray, the Great Ray.
Oh, you spoke to him.
I did. The Great Ray. I'm halfling. I asked him if he would bring back our buddy here, and he points to the corpse of Cole. I used the wish spell that was at my disposal, and next thing I know, I was falling through the air, and here we are. Do you think I was hornswoggled?
Well, it depends. Do you have the ability to make this? You called him Cole, as he kind of motions to the dead half ogre or half whatever. Yeah, call him Cole. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to bring him back
I
looks over at
theoretically
Hill.
do. I believe-
Oh, you do speak. Good. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to offend. You're standing over there all mute. So so you do theoretically, when you say theoretically, what how in theory?
Well, I believe I can do it. I haven't actually done it yet.
Mm.
And I believe I may need some objects that I do not yet have in order to do it.
Mm. So you believe you can raise this man from the dead?
It's kind of my thing that I do.
Ah. So you made a wish in order to bring this person back, and now you are here with him, with the person that can bring him back, and you want to know if you have been hornswoggled. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, what do you think the answer is?
I think it was a half-assed wish. I think I said I want my buddy Call back alive, and the ray just brought me back to his corpse.
Yes, which your friend says that they could theoretically bring back alive. I'd
But
say
it's
you're doing
also-
all right.
But then why are we bothering you?
I don't know. I was going to ask that. You are here bothering me right now. So what would you like from me?
I would like to not be here anymore. No offense.
Hmm. Have I not shown you proper hospitality? Would you like to come back for a meal? Perhaps some rest?
I do have a pie with me, but
What manner of pie do you speak of?
she would produce this comically large, like Final Fantasy sword pie. It's like it's got three courses that are separated with pastry. The desserts on this end, the appetizers here, and then in the middle you have like a stew.
My
It's
God.
still warm. It stays warm for about 6.5 hours.
My God, this is the finest pie that I think I have ever laid eyes upon.
You got a really good cook back at home.
If you would grant me this pie, I would grant you hospitality and protection. We could repair to my tower, and we could settle this dispute of salvage.
Jeez, take it.
She'll glance at you guys and she'll,
Give
Okay.
me pie.
okay, you can have this pie.
And he kind of like flits a hand, and a little whirlwind like appears right around your hand in the pie, and the pie begins spinning and lifting up, and it comes back to his hand. And his jaw just kind of like descends, and he like shoves the whole pie in his mouth, and it closes, and he just cinnamon.
It's like a butter curry on one end. It's
Mm.
good. A little cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got it? It's
Yes.
like cherry cobbler. It's amazing.
I've never had cherry cobbler, and I would like the recipe, please. But that is for another time. Let us. And he like claps his hands, and like a version of Tensor's floating disc, it's the closest thing you can imagine to it, as wind begins to whip underneath the Nyogi Death Spider, and it like lifts up slightly. And he's like, please, he hops back up on top of the Nyogi Death Spider, and he's like, please, we will repair to my tower and further discuss this, if you don't mind.
Does he sees Cole, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole has been picked up by this as well, because y'all were like underneath the edge. So yeah, Cole's on this disc, and it's just hovering about 2 feet off the ground, and y'all can hop right up on it if you want. And he's just holding his hand out, like motioning for the edge of the disc.
By the rules of your hospitality, are we able to leave whenever we want, or are you making us your prisoners?
By the rules of hospitality, I agree not to visit any harm upon you, or allow thereby any harm to be visited upon you while under my care. You may leave at any time by any means that you have at your disposal, and but I would assume that you would like to settle this matter of salvage before doing so. So otherwise, I get the salvage.
For freedom and a magical ride on your funny-looking disc, you can have it.
You for freedom.
No, you were saying you will protect us and not imprison us if we just give you the rest of our kill, so to speak.
Well, if that's all it takes, then yes, it is a deal. And he holds his hand out.
I'm gonna give a worrisome look to Hilda. I cannot think of any other way to get off of this rock. Look at Elry. He extends his hand and shakes the Judy's hand.
So the deal is done. You will not be imprisoned, and you can leave at any time, and I will protect you. Please, step on. It will be quick. The trip it is.
I'll take the first step.
Okay. You hop up on this disc, and you can kind of see like some dust and silt in the air, like as this disc is whipping around, but otherwise it doesn't look like a solid floor. But you see Cole sitting on it, and you step up on it, and it's solid, but it looks like you're standing on like wind whipping by your feet, basically. And y'all see Dcool step up on this disc.
Hilda will go as well.
Okay.
Yep.
And Elry, and as soon as Elry steps up and onto it, y'all are whisked away, and like you prepare for the inertia. You've been on many ships, right? But this thing like zips at speeds y'all have never seen. The tower in the distance, I mean, it should have taken, minutes to get there, and you think you're going to be there in under like 30 seconds. The speed this is whipping by, all these floating land masses zip by you, but you feel nothing of the momentum. It's almost like you're just being held in place by the air itself. And like I said, after like 30 seconds, as this guy is just sitting up on top of this wrecked Nyogi death spider, arms crossed and just a big smile on his face, and he zips forward to his tower, which it's probably a good 250 feet tall. It's a single spire that sticks out of one of the larger lumps of rock. It looks like an actual like mountain. And he kind of sits down in this like open grassy field that resides right in front of his tower and the open entrance to it. And he sits it down, and y'all are once again on the grass. And he hops down onto the soft grass and so would y'all like a rest, or would you like to what would you like to do?
I still would like to get home.
Yes, that does seem to be a quandary. Well, I'm gonna start taking my ship apart. And he's like moves over and starts messing with it, seemingly ignoring you.
He's gonna whisper, hopefully loud enough so Hilda and Elry can hear him. Can we walk through the gospel?
I don't know.
Maybe.
He said no harm will come to us. Maybe we can find an answer inside. Mr. Genie, man. You just sit here and enjoy the spoils of your victory. We need to stretch our legs some. We shall meander about.
Oh, please, the castle grounds are completely open. I would caution against really touching anything.
Anything?
Yeah. I mean, the floor, of course, you need to walk, but please do not touch any of the treasures and various statues. Like I said, I will guarantee your safety, but that is the rule that I am stipulating. So a breach of that is a breach of the trust that I am giving you. So.
Huh. Okay. With that, Nicole's gonna look back at his captain. Captain Hilary,
No, that sounds we will not touch anything. None of us here will touch anything. That is the stipulation. It's cast down by the great prince. As we are in agreement, we will not touch a thing. None of our fingers will touch anything. Let's go inside.
Yes. Most hastily. Yeah. Inside.
And
Okay.
my tensors would still be active for, it's an hour, right? So it'd still be active for, as soon as we get inside, Elry's going to spin to Hilda and say, what do you need to bring Call back to life?
Need a big fucking diamond.
Okay, I'm sure this guy's got something here that's a big fucking diamond. Let's look around for one.
All right, perception check as soon as we walk in the door. What do we see?
Okay. Yeah, you walk up a wide chiseled staircase. It looks like it's just cut right out of the rock, but Hilda, your dwarven sensibilities can tell like this was not crafted by hand. This was magic. It is too perfect. It is perfectly hewn from the stone, perfect right angles. It's almost like it's beautiful to behold. Like it's a staircase that you just want to study, right? And it leads up to this tower with a wide open door. And when you get into the tower, I mean, the tower only looks about like 100, maybe 100 feet in diameter. But as you step through the threshold, you can tell that it is much bigger on the inside. This tower is immense, and there's a wide staircase that runs around the edge of the tower, and you look up, and there is some form of chandelier hovering mid-tower. It's hard to make out the details of it, but it is casting light through the entire tower, like almost like a prism. There are just like lights kind of just illuminating various nooks and crannies, and you can tell that as they move around, they're almost like spotlights shining various pieces of artwork and statues, various bits and baubles from who knows, the planes uncounted. But this every bit of the wall is covered in either a tapestry or a painting or some form of spoil. This guy is obviously a collector of weird and random things. But yeah, that's basically what you see. And like I said, there's a wide staircase that kind of runs around the edge of the wall, and it ascends to the top of the tower.
For seeing such a spectacle like that for the first time, Dcool would be compelled to bring out his pad and his piece of chalk and or pencil and starts quick sketching everything that he's seeing right now.
Okay. So Dcool begins sketching. Elry and Hilda, what are you doing while Dcool is sketching?
Looking for that diamond.
Yeah, searching for a diamond.
Okay, so you're just searching for a diamond. Okay, you can give me either perception or investigate as you want to just kind of move around this tower into the various levels of it.
14.
15 perception.
Okay. You're making your way up. You actually don't see a lot in the way of like gems, like rubies, diamonds, things like that. What you do see is a lot of crafted work, not a lot of natural. Like I said, there's plenty of tapestries and paintings and statues as you're moving up. But as you do move up, after a while, you make your way about a third of the way up the tower, and you begin to tell that the chandelier as it is looks like a freestanding like dance of various crystals and you're not sure what different types of material are there. Kind of think of the scene from that episode of Firefly where they go to the ball on whatever. It's the floating chandelier kind of thing, but it's all like crystalline and whatever. And they got that fancy chandelier. But yeah, you do see that. That's about the closest thing to like gems that you have seen. But it is further up the tower from where your first bit of investigation. Do you want to continue investigating?
Yeah, particular attention to the chandelier to see if any of those crystals might in fact be diamonds used for focusing.
Okay. You begin moving up, and Dcool, what's your passive perception?
Hold on one moment. Sorry for the delay. Passive perception was in this 15.
15? Okay. All right. And you're continuing to draw?
Yeah. He's definitely going to be enthralled in it for a little bit.
Yeah, you're drawing go ahead and give me a tool test. So dexterity plus your proficiency in your painting supplies. So let's see what this masterpiece looks like.
Okay. What's that? 15 plus 5 is 20. Is 24?
24?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah. You don't hear him approach, but Dcool, from behind you, you hear the distinct sound of like weeping, like sobbing. And we're going to cut back to Elry and Hilda as you continue moving up the staircase. You definitely see this chandelier is made from various gems and it's like crystals, but it also has like pieces that are interspersed with like various rubies and diamonds, sapphires, almost like a mosaic made of precious gemstones. And it's immense. And what you do see is there's a ring around the tower that you can't see from the outside, but it lets light in, and it all hits in the center and is refracted out and hits various parts, almost like the Citadel in Game of Thrones. And the light kind of is thrown here, and then it's ricocheted and begins working its way around this tower. But you distinctly see various precious gems. And Dcool, cutting back to you, you definitely from behind you, you hear like weeping, like, oh my
God. How far away? Because I know I'm just mindlessly drawing, so I'm
you just turn around
behind. Yeah, I'm going to turn around and definitely look before I even say anything.
Yeah,
so.
As you turn around, like Akari Saraki is literally like standing over you and is watching you paint, and tears are rolling unchecked down his face as he sees you in this beautiful painting of his spoils. Like the level of detail, the lion's head statue at the base of the stairs, its vicious roar is, you can almost hear it, right? As he's like looking at this, like, I have never seen its like. Please tell me, where did you get this gift? Is this practice? Is this fate? Tell me. I must know.
Yes, it is a bit of all. Fate, lots of practice, and I am just gifted.
As you can see, I am a connoisseur of art. Brush, the chisel, things that various creatures they craft out of nothing, and they make it their own. It's what I have done here in my land. You have a gift, Dcool.
Thank you. It would do me a wondrous honor if I could paint you.
You would paint me?
Yes.
You would capture my visage?
I would capture your inner essence. But first, everything is important in order to make a painting perfect. Setting, perhaps. Maybe a spot with a bit better light. I saw a beautiful staircase a little further back. Can I paint you in front of such majesty?
That's outside at the base of the staircase with the tower behind me. The monument. to my accomplishment?
Yes. Please give me the honor to paint something no man has ever seen before, to show just how intelligent your vision is and how grand and ambitious your desires and your collections are. Allow me, a humble servant of art, to show you my appreciation.
What is your price?
Oh, a price.
I cannot just accept this. When I see what you have created, I know that it will be something that lives through the ages. Name your price. It is yours. You give me this painting.
Oh. I would like a wish.
You would like a wish, you say?
Yes. In all of your power, a simple wish for something that can only be done by me is an absolute fair trade.
If that is all it requires. And he snaps his fingers and a ring appears in his hand. You give me the painting, and I give you this.
Dcool stares directly into it.
You see, it is a simple gold band with a setting for 3 diamonds. Only 1 diamond remains, though. The other 2 have winked out.
Yes.
It is a ring that still has 1 wish remaining. You paint me, and it is yours. But it must rival that. And he points at your current sketch.
Oh, I'll paint for you. And that's when Dcool pulls out the rest of his... Well, I'll definitely paint for you.
What is that you are preparing?
Yeah. A bit of creative inspiration.
Might I partake?
What, of course.
I do not recognize the aroma of it.
It is a part of my own ancient and personal blend. He tightens it up real good. Tightens it up more than he has in a while so that when he tugs, it's got to be a slow pull. Lights it slowly. Of course, Dcool is going to give a bit of the dramatics. Hands it. Perhaps we shall walk, talk, smoke, and paint.
Yes, let's. And you walk with Akari Saraki, and you walk around the base of his tower, and he tells you of how he hewn this from all. It used to be all one boring mountain, and he took his hand and he cut it with the side of his hand, and he cut away pieces, and he tended the gardens on each, and caused them to connect with their roots. And he has been doing this for eons on end. As you look out at his garden of mountains, as they are all connected perfectly, and only from this angle do you see that it creates almost like a perfect mosaic, like the mountain is still connected. From the angle of his tower looking down on the rest of this, the perspective is such that you would almost swear that the mountain is still whole. And then you just step just a little bit to the side and you can see the gaps in the air in between. Do you see what I have done? Do you see what I have created?
I have never bear witness to such magnificence.
That is what I see on that page. That is what you have done.
All right. Dcool goes into his gi, pulls out his paints. I have one more talk, please, sir.
Yes.
How much time do I have?
My man, I am immortal. So how much time do you have?
Give me an hour.
That is nothing. It is barely a breath to me.
Yes. Yeah. Dcool is going to put his paints on the ground and step back and definitely tug on his J4 a little bit and just look at all the angles. I'm definitely how far away from my? Because I know we've been walking a while. How far away from Hilda and Elry? Are they still? Can I still see them, or have we walked so far they're completely?
Well, you're outside the tower, and he's kind of moved back to the base of the staircase because that's where you originally said you wanted to paint him from.
Yes.
So you're kind of like down the grassy glen a little bit towards the Neogi Death Spider. It's kind of near the edge of this particular hunk of rock. And so you're just kind of looking back at the tower. You know they've moved up the tower and they're inside somewhere.
The only thing I require for you in order to not break my concentration is for you to find a comfortable position and not move an inch.
And he strikes the most dramatic pose while looking as nonchalant as just waking up, as he just kind of stands there looking out at his creation, his vision, and you don't even see him breathing. His chest isn't moving. His beard, even though you still feel a breeze, his beard is unmoved. His pants are caught mid-ripple and are frozen in place.
Magnificent. And Dcool begins to paint.
Okay. Let's cut back to as Dcool begins to paint Elry and Hilda.
Look at Dcool out there painting. Boy, what a great distraction that is.
I
What if we
know. He's very distracted.
Hey, you want to steal some shit?
You know what, Ellery, I do. There's a little voice in the back of my brain that's a little bit concerned that...
That's just E404. Forget that voice right now.
No,
It's just...
E404. If E404 were here, what would they say?
They would say, Elry, why are you thinking about stealing something? And I would say, E404, God damn it, I'm trying to steal something to get called back. And they would say, Elry, why don't you just fix Cull? And I would say, damn it, E404, we can't just fix him because he had his face eaten off by a bunch of bugs. And then she'd say, or they'd say, okay, Elry. That's how that would go.
I don't think that's how that would go at all, Ellery. And I think you know that that's true.
I'm paying for my life over here.
If E404 were here, they would say, Ellery, don't you think we should ask them before we steal all of his shit?
And I would say, E404, we did ask him. Remember when we said, we'll touch nothing with our fingers? And they said, just don't touch anything with your fingers. And we verified, we'll touch nothing with our fingers. And then, of course, E404 would say, Elry, how are you going to steal something without using your fingers? And then I would snap my hand and voila! Right. And my invisible hand would pop up.
It is fairly watertight, I will say. However, don't you think we should figure out a way to leave before we steal all of his shit? If E404 were here, they would definitely say, Elry, we do not know how we are going to leave. So should we alienate the one person who can help us?
Listen, This is the shit that you're gonna get. These are half-baked plans. E404 is not here to say any of this, so we should stop trying to make them here to help us, and we should just do this and let the fucking chips fall where they may. And this will be on E404's conscience. Fuck.
Oh my God, Greg, you broke me. It's all on you, Kiana.
I gotta say, Ellery, I think that's some perfect logic. Let's do it.
All right.
Hold on. I'm just I know I'm not supposed to be chiming in. So what are y'all about to do?
You don't know you're painting.
Just keep painting, Dcool.
Don't be a dumbass. Get the fuck out. Don't mind me. I don't know nothing. I'm painting, man. John Ross over here, baby.
All right. So, well, yeah, Dcool's going Bob Ross downstairs. What are you doing, Ellery and Hilda?
Something that looks like a diamond in the chandelier.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pick through them. If it's like 300 gold pieces, he's gonna pitch it with his mage hand. Until he gets to that perfect 500 GP diamond.
Okay, so you use your mage hand, you take a gem out, and immediately you once you take the first gem out, like you see how the light that is kind of cascading around the room immediately starts to flicker in some areas, and stops casting light in some parts of the tower. And you throw a couple of more out of the way, and you finally find like a large section of you're pretty sure it's diamond, and it's a nice sheet. It's not like it is cut. It's cut flat, and you're like, yeah, it looks about like 500 gold, and there it is floating in front of you.
All right, let's bring Call back, and then, man, I wish E404 were here. This is where my part of the plans end.
We just can't touch it with our hands, right?
Yeah, and it floats over with on the mage hand.
I can hold it for you. Well, I mean, Hans can hold it for you, right, Hans?
And pinching between the two fingers, Hans gives and then brings it back around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have any bags, but I do have these. Take out the goddamn gnome panties that she's had forever for this whole time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are these the Don's gnomish panties that you stole oh so long ago with his DC embroidered?
Literally like 6 months ago.
Okay, so you stash the gem in the gnome mob boss's panties, and what do you do with it?
Wait. How long does it take you to cast a spell?
That's a good question. Let me see. I am consulting my inner sense of spiritual intuition. I think it's going to take me a good long while. I think it's going to take me at least an hour.
Well, I know Dcool well enough that if he said he was going to paint something, the bare minimum of time that he would have said he would need would be an hour.
That's true. They're going to be there forever.
And it's about this time you see that you kind of look out and catch through a window down the base of the stairs. Dcool and Akari Soraki have been walking about, and you think you see puffs of smoke. I don't know if that makes Ellery any jealous at all, but it looks like now Dcool is setting up his paints, and the genie is striking a pose at the base of the stairs, and it looks like Dcool's about to start painting.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. It takes Dcool, especially when he's smoked. He takes a good solid 60 minutes. So go bring him back. You can we got the fucking diamond. Let's do it. If the diamond, whatever, just do your magic like cleric shit. Let's go.
Where's Cole?
He's right here on this disc.
He's right here on this disc. That's right here. All right.
And there's a bound, partially devoured Cull on a disc.
He's got all of his limbs, right?
I mean, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, they're mostly there.
Mostly there?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, yes. I will try to gather myself, and she's going to start doing something which looks like she's almost just sort of contemplating Cull, sort of laying him out and anointing him. And as she does this, I imagine the same sort of spiritual servants will come up, and they will do the same thing. They will sort of, what's the word? Like wipe him down and do all the things that they're supposed to do. And they'll start sewing up his little wounds. And some of them might go inside of him and start doing things. And it takes a very long time, but slowly we kind of just do what we need to make him more whole than he was.
Yes, you begin, taking the gem, clutching it with the barrier of the gnome's panties, protecting you, and you move it about him, and the diamond fractures, and the diamond dust itself settles over him, and it becomes the threads that your spiritual servants use to stitch up his wounds. And you see the musculature begin to reform about him, and all the little bites taken out begin to stitch close. Tammy, I'm trying to describe something epic.
I told Pruitt that the panties got sexier, ladies and gentlemen, because now they're covered in diamond dust.
You're never going to get that diamond glitter out. And so, yes, over the course of the hour, the one thing you do notice, and Elry, you notice this too, that the area where you are performing this spell begins to grow colder, and you start to see your breath as Hilda is reaching kind of the crescendo of the spell. And Hilda, you see it as clear as day. You suddenly are no longer on the staircase of this genie's tower. You are back in that cold forge, and Cull is laying on the ground. The fires of the forge begin to flicker. And Elry, you almost think you see like an image of a forge, like appear behind Hilda, flicker to life, and one mote of flame spits out of the forge before it goes dark again, and it slowly falls, this cinder, and settles on Cull's lips. Fuck! And Cull like sits up and spits out some black ichor and blood. What the fuck is going on? What the hell? Captain!
Cull. Cull. You're okay.
Where am I? Where am I? What happened?
Listen, Cull, calm down. Listen, calm down.
Elry.
I know. Yes, I know you wouldn't listen to me, but if E404 were here, I'm sure they would say this: Cull, calm down and get ready to fight a fucking genie.
Well, we fought a fucking genie. Why am I tied up? And he told me up. Did he kidnap me? Is this a rescue?
Cull, don't go off the handle. I'm the person who tied you up. I'm your captain. It was to keep you safe.
But why?
Well, rocks and vines is the long story of it.
I'm not sure I even know what that means.
Well, it's a long story. You probably remember being on a ship.
Yeah,
Yogi ship.
we were fighting, and he tore into me, and the little nippers were biting at me, and
Yeah.
And then we dock.
Yep. It was pretty bad. It took me a while to get you back, but you're back now. And we're very happy you're here.
Where's Caster? Is he okay?
He's okay. He's gonna lose his shit when he sees you, but like, get up, like, flex your shit, man, because we've got like, Dcool's gonna like at this the entire time. Elry is running back and forth, almost like Data in the Goonies, like as they're like ascertaining like just how much time they have left. You know, hurry up, stand up, get your shit ready.
Okay, and as Elry's doing that, you see, and you cut back down to Dcool and Akari Saraki. And Dcool, go ahead and give me another painting roll. Give me a.
All right, that's my dexterity plus proficiency, right? So that's 9. All right, hold on a second. Let me just make sure I'm not rolling the wrong thing. Okay, come on, give me something good. 16 plus 9 is 25.
25. And so you finish this painting of Akari Saraki.
Yeah, Dcool's going to sit back, take one last strong, long tug from his joints. Push out. I think this may be one of my greatest pieces. Mr. Asuraki, cherish what I have done.
And for the first time, it's like he was always moving. He glides right up behind you, and he puts a delicate hand on your shoulder and gives you a firm grip of gratitude. I have never seen its like. As agreed, here is the wish that you requested. And he holds out this looks like a simple ring with a single diamond chip.
Thank you. This is most cherished. Yeah, that picture's dope though, right? Yeah. Okay. Shoot, I have the ring. Can I? This isn't like one of those rings that's like bound to me if I put it on, right?
Are you a magic user?
No. Yes, actually,
Looks like a ring. I mean, it looks like a ring with like I said, it's got a setting for 3 diamonds, but only 1 diamond is there. The other 2 are gone.
Okay. I shall say thank you for the most cherished gift. And now to find our friends. I'm putting the ring on. I don't have to make the wish now, do I?
I mean, you put the ring on? You can.
No, I don't put the ring on. I keep it in my pocket.
Okay. Then you put the ring in your pocket and you go to find your friends?
Yes.
All right. You go to find your friends, and he is still at the bottom of the stairs, just like, I mean, he's like lost in this portrait that you have painted of him. He's as unmoving now in its awe as he was during its inception or conception.
I am going to hurriedly find my friends, even if I have to spend the key points to get there as quickly as possible.
Okay, you run up the stairs. You saw them go up the stairs earlier, and after a short time, travel up and around, you eventually come upon Hilda and Elry and Cole, who is extricating himself from ropes sitting atop Elry's Tensor's floating disc.
Holy shit! It is really you, Cole! Dcool is going to run like a child and squeeze around his thick, muscular, sinewy neck.
Yes. Thank you, Dcool. Thank you.
Ah,
You okay? Should you? You seem
yes,
like you were in a hurry.
yes, yes. As much as I would like to sit and stay and celebrate with you, we must hurry. Hey, the genie is outside, mulling over. Whew, you should have seen the beautiful piece I made. The colors were so vibrant. Wait. I'm getting off track. We need to get out of here. And I think I have the way out. And he's going to show them the ring. It is one wish.
A wish? What are you gonna wish for?
To go home, to get us out of here, to not deal with this. And Captain? Oh, Ellery, you have bowed before the power of the ring? Any ideas?
What? You're saying you got a wish? You didn't have to get naked and talk to a fish?
No! Just offer the spirits of my talent.
You smoked and painted and got a wish?
Yes. So what shall we do?
Man, I wish E4 were here. We got to get home. We can't waste a wish to get home. We got to figure out another way to get home.
What?
Yes.
What other way can you think of?
We could try negotiating with the genie.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a second. How did Cole get here? Did you steal something?
No, we did not touch anything with our hands.
We touched nothing.
He will be back very quickly. Are you sure?
Y'all give me a perception check.
15.
That's one that I get to reroll.
16.
21.
Okay, if you got above a 16, from this vantage point, you catch a sliver through the tower, and it looks like Akari, the Prince of 1,000 Mountains. It looks like he's finally torn himself away and like looks up, and he's walking up the stairs, heading back towards the tower.
Shit.
Elry would see this coming, and he would say,
If E404 were here, I bet they'd say, oh, fuck.
Oh, bro, I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. Does me doing what I love count as a short rest? That painting, doing all of that painting?
I mean, it was not a strenuous activity,
Right?
and it was an hour. That, by definition, is a short rest.
Okay. I am going to. We're still in the tower. We're still in the bottom of the tower, right? Like looking.
No,
up.
you're about halfway up the tower.
About halfway up the tower. Is there anything? Shoot. What's around us? Are there any like rocks and vines that's around and circling the tower?
No, there's no natural, like nothing like that inside the tower. It is merely a gallery of his spoils, of all of his collection. I mean, like I was explaining earlier, it's nothing but paintings and sculptures and tapestries and various works of master craftsmen from, lands untold reside here.
Okay. And there's no like windows to look outside of the castle. Is it all sealed?
I mean, there are windows, but you're not sure what they're made of, and they're all they're oddly shaped. Like y'all are looking through like a 30-foot tall, 2-foot wide sliver, and is what you're looking through on the opposite side to kind of see where he is.
Right.
About where y'all are, like there's a band of glass that goes all the way around the tower that hits the central part of this chandelier and like starts sending the light in various, as the prism splits it in various directions.
oh shit, dude. Does the light look like it illuminates the artwork?
Oh, it
Like,
does.
is
It definitely does. And there are various patches that are dark now.
Fuck. Okay, Elry's gonna notice that and immediately turn to Dcool and go, okay, listen, we've got like 3 seconds. I need you to walk down, intercept him, and tell him that if he takes us back to the real world, our world, you're gonna paint pictures of his ass and put him everywhere in the real world and tell everybody about him beyond this place. Can you do that?
Tell him to make more.
You're gonna paint him. You're gonna put him everywhere. Not here, everywhere.
Hey, yes. Dcool's obviously confused.
We stole a fucking diamond from that chandelier, Dcool.
I asked you.
You know that I'm gonna lie.
You said I told you not to steal it. Okay. All right. It's fine. Give me a moment.
From below, as y'all look down, you see him like finally enter his gallery, his tower. And y'all feel a cold wind shift as you see him look up and around his tower, and he sees the patches of darkness and the perfection of light that was splayed about his tower is now, there's something wrong, something discordant about it, and you can see it all over his face as almost like thunder rolls from his chest. What have you done? What is wrong here?
How far away is he from us?
He's a good like 200 feet down. Like y'all are like looking in the distance.
Silly question, because I still don't know the power of my sword. When I warped up the last time, was it only 30 feet or was it?
Yeah, it was about 30 feet. It was still like a misty step.
Still a misty step. I thought so. We're fucked. Okay. Dcool notices that they are in trouble, and he puts his hands in his pockets to hold the ring. He's not putting it on yet, but he is holding it.
Okay.
Is there any like drapes or curtains that are around?
I mean, there are some tapestries on the wall.
We have one shot. Think of what I should wish for.
Why don't you just wish us to get the fuck out of here?
I think that is the most simple plan, but unfortunately, simple does not work for us.
It seems like we could just wish to like leave, and we could leave if it's a wish. I don't know. You just resurrected me, so I'm new to this whole magic thing, but
It seems like such a waste of a wish. But since this omnipresent voice that's being directed through Call says that it's something that we should probably do, I don't know. I'm starting to lean in that direction. I'm turning into the wish idea.
y'all go ahead and roll initiative. As you see, as he looks up, and you see lightning. You see lightning in Akari Saraki's eyes, and his voice booms out, "Thieves!"
It's 23.
Hold on.
7.
15.
Okay.
Hey, that's better than nothing.
Okay. So it's Elry, Dcool, Hilda, Call, and then Akari.
All Elry would do is he would run over to Dcool and say, okay, change your plan. If E4 and 4 were here, they would definitely say, Dcool, cast that fucking wish and get us home now.
Oh, is that true? Okay, all right. Is that your action? Is it me? Is it up on me now?
It's you, Dcool.
Yeah, Dcool is going to slip the ring on his finger and say, I wish all of the members of the Dawn Rose were back on the Dawn Rose, alive.
Okay. And And so you finish your wish. There is a long second as you see his lower half turn into almost a tornado and raise up through the air, and you feel like you're falling again as the floor gives way and y'all zap out of reality, and you land on the deck of the Dawn Rose.
Yes.
Cole is there. He lands. Castor is just coming out of the captain's quarters, and his eyes go wide. Oh my God! And runs, and he lands in his arms, and Cole hugs him deeply. E404, who had gone with y'all up to the head of Rontame, is all of a sudden standing on the front of the ship, and is like, Hilda, I don't know what just happened. How did I get here?
You got us in some trouble, Lee, but we're back now.
I was just standing there for 30 minutes after y'all left, and now we are here.
Okay, I know you're going to end it, but before we left, he worded that wish that all the members of the Dawn Rose were back on there alive.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do? What are you saying?
He runs down, checks on the body of Ledbetter.
Yes.
You run downstairs to the storeroom where y'all had been keeping the body of Ledbetter. Hilda going in to cast gentle repose on it, to keep him fresh. You pull his linens to the side, and you feel a soft breath escape his lips. And that is where we're going to end the session for today. I hope everyone had a fun time. Yes, Kiana, Xander is a ghost, but he's back again. But yes, man, I tell you what, I love watching y'all play, but you're a bunch of miscreants. That's what you are. That's all you are. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell everyone out there. I actually typed in chat, in the backstage chat. I was like, "Y'all love snatching defeat from the jaws of victory." Like I've never seen a party. Anyway, so yes, we end this session. No, it is not news, Kiana, but I still have hope that one day. But we're probably never going to get to that day. So anyway, another fun session of Starward Bound, The Incredible Journey, as y'all go into the plane of air and recover Cole's body from the plummeting ship. That was pretty epic. I've been excited sitting on that all week. Anyway, let's go around to cast and crew, see everybody liked it. We're going to go in reverse order like we always do. So starting with you, Trey, how is it? How you doing?
I'm just trying to get my breath. I'm trying to soak it all in. I feel like I've been in a long fight. This was probably, without a doubt, one of my absolute favorites. This one right here was golden. Man, oh shoot. The only reason why I can't say it was the perfect episode is because of Kiana. There is no perfection without her. That's just the truth, and we miss you.
Almost like gemstones missing from a chandelier.
Yeah. Oh my God, we sure know how to mess a good thing up. But we live. Thank you for a great world again. The falling, just the 30-minute free fall was so dope. The Genie, you don't know what you're gonna do with that. I mean, swapping out salvage rights, all that. Oh man. Please check me out on the Twitter sphere at Sintel, or on Instagram as well at Sintel. If you're a fan of kids learning the filmmaking process and the art of storytelling, which we so love here and are guided by one of the best in the business to ever do it, please check out Lights, Camera, Discover, where we teach the story making process to kids. Get those creative juices moving. Thank you once again. Kiana, we miss you. Thank you to everybody out there that's been checking us out. I'm alive.
Awesome. Emma, how did you have fun?
Oh, I had so much fun, Pruitt. That was a crazy one, and you are absolutely right. It is fun. I've been posting a lot of memes on WebDM lately about times when the PCs go fucking like nuts and ape shit in ways that they don't need to and that are not necessary. But those are the most fun sessions sometimes. And that is why I love this session. I am excited about the implications of this because Hamilton 2 is a member of the Dawn Rose crew. Pruitt.
You didn't check the captain's quarters.
Not yet. Not yet.
Bullshit.
We'll get to you in a second, Greg. We'll get to you in a second.
But your girlfriend, your lizard girlfriend, maybe. Lizard girlfriend, you just have to deal with an adorable hamster. Yes. And yes. So I'm excited about the implications of this. This feels like one of the like midpoint, like mid-season high points of like a David Tennant Doctor Who, where everything's okay and like, Rose is there and maybe there will be love and it will be great. And that's how I feel right now. I love this game. I love you guys. I miss Kiana. I'm glad you were in the chat. I am looking forward to you being back next week. I'm the communications director for WebDM. Keep your eyes on our videos and on our social media tomorrow because we are announcing something big and unprecedented and something that we've never done before. So yeah, check us out. That's all for me. I'm just excited because maybe my hamster's back. Yay.
Oh, you just want to get up in my lap. Shit. And last but not least, everyone's favorite little halfling miscreant, Elry Toss Bottle. Greg, how was it, man?
It was awesome. I loved it. It was super great. Once again, I will mirror what everybody else said in that Elry is not complete unless E404 is there. Greg is not complete unless Kiana is there, because in the ability, I just realized halfway through that episode that Elry comes up with a bunch of shit that usually gets everybody killed and is either tempered or the plan is moved a bit by E404 to keep Armageddon at bay. And without E404 there, it is just absolutely floodgates of stupid shit. And that's great for a little bit. I thought this was amazing because, one, there was no combat. And there was an absolute battle going on here, because if Dcool had fucked up that art roll, this shit would have gone south. There would have been no ring. We would have been sitting there fighting this son of a bitch. And when you rolled that thing, I was biting my fucking nails. I'm like, oh my God, if this is a natural one, we are dead. Love it. And what other game can you say, man, I hope my half-elf Kenzie Monk buddy rolls a good art roll so we can beat the Genie. I mean, what the fuck is that? You know, that's the best is what it is. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Please join me on the Twitch, on the Twitters, as I have on my channel several new seasons starting up here in the near future. But fuck, join us back here next week. We're going to have Kiana. We're going to have, hopefully, we'll have everybody back here as we travel the stars, and we're all the perfect pieces of the same type of pie that the captain was carrying around. I guess you could say that we all make up our slices here on Starward Bound. Until next week, everybody, I love you all.
Yes, and until next week, remember to visit our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, tabletoploot.com, WebDM15, get you 15% off. And also, please check out our Twitter. We are like about 400 followers away from 10K. I went ahead and checked just to make sure. And we're going to have a big old giveaway. And so you can get all the information on that on Twitter. Get you a dice cage, put those dice in prison along with Elry's dick. And so until next week, Kiana, we miss you. We love you. We wish you were back. And we'll see what happens in the continuing adventures here on Starward Bound. But until then, remember, may the dice ever roll in your favor.